Robert Thornton has won a couple of big PDC majors, added to his World Masters crown, of course, a World Grand Prix champion, UK Open champion, and Stephen Bunting, former Lakeside World champion.
139.
This a board final, or third round, or last 32.
100.
Both players have won a couple of matches to get to this stage. Bunting began his run today with a 6-3 win against Mick McGowan.
98.
And then he defeated Brian de Hogg 6-2. Robert Thornton saw off Ron Muhlenkamp 6-3. Was taken to a last leg decider against Jeffrey Disvan. Bunting seeded 13th. Thornton number 20 seed for this tournament.
180.
Has reached a final this year in Wigan, plays Championship 9. Back end of April, lost to Michael Van Gerwen, who fired in a 9-darter against him.
140.
Looks to be just recovering some kind of form, Robert Thornton, because since that World Grand Prix title in 2015, he hadn't really done much. But reached that final back end of April. Since then, a couple of quarterfinals, converted one into a semi-final as well. That was at the last weekend of Players' Championship action. Although he did fail to qualify for the Dutch Darts Masters last Friday night. He was beaten by Tony Newell 6-5.
180.
And 180 in the first leg from Thornton here. 180 in the second from Stephen Bunting. It was a great first leg for Robert Thornton. Saw him take out 84. Just to confirm on that World Match Play race. Thornton and Bunting, of course, will be there. Thornton ranked in the top 16 of the world, while Stephen Bunting is 8th on the Pro Tour Order of Merit. It's the top 16 from the PDC Order of Merit and the top 16 from the Pro Tour Order of Merit. Bunting responds to Thornton's early combination finish with one of his own. But yeah, Justin Pipe, the only player not safe. Christian Kist is in the World Match Play, as is John Henderson. They can breathe easy now. Pipe hanging on to that last spot. Johnny Clayton can't catch him. He's out of the tournament now, as is Chris Dobie and Ronnie Hybrex. Also Dimitri Vandenberg. So just Vincent van der Voort, Robbie Green and Mark Webster.
60.
And they would need to launch a huge run.
$90. 100.
Who's to say one of this pair can't go all the way today? Both have won PDC titles in the past. Thornton several, Bunting a couple, including one last year.
58. 85. 140. 140.
Double 8 for Bunting for a 73 finish. Oh, it was very, very close. Thornton will get a chance at the same target to hold his throw. Double 4. He does like double 4. And that's why.
55. 100. 140. 150. 123. 59. 58.
After this match, we will have a last 16 match between either Daryl Gurney and Jermaine Watamina and Darren Webster or Callum Luce. That'll be around 3:15.
180.
Bunting fires in his second max. And looks poised to level up. 67 required, so we'll be looking at treble 17.
Yes. 35.
Well, this finish for Thornton requires 2 trebles. And he doesn't get the first one.
59. Game shot.
And Bunting does restore parity at 2 apiece. Decent start to this match.
$135. 100.
And the last 16 is starting to take shape. Kirk Shepherd is through. He's beaten John Michael 6-4. Steve Beaton will take on Kirk Shepherd in the last 16, having seen off Andy Bolton can beaten repeat his fortune of a few weeks ago when he won the Players' Championship title. Ian White might have something to say about that. He's beaten Ryan Palmer 6-1 to set up a very tasty last 16 clash against Rob Cross, who's seen off Scott Taylor 6-3.
140.
Keegan Brown facing off against Robbie Green for a place in the last 16, but Christian Kist has defeated Cristo Reyes.
95.
As we mentioned today, he secured his place at the World Match Play. Mark Webster, one of the outside chancers of knocking
87.
Justin Pipe off his perch. He's taking on Zoran Lurch back for a place in the last 16, and the winner of that match would play the winner of this one.
60.
Robert Thornton's left his old favourite double top, his old pal. Well, it's not his friend in this visit, but double 10 might be.
Game shot.
And he edges ahead once more. Jan Decker through to the last 16. Defeated Ryan Searle 6-3. Also
60.
through. Joe Cullen, a 6-2 winner against Mike D. Decker. And Darren Webster remains unbeaten in Barnsley this weekend. Qualified for the
180.
Dutch Darts Masters. Then won the tournament yesterday. He's beaten Callum Luce 6-1. And is into the last 16. Robert Thornton has kicked off with a 180.
180.
Bunting replies in kind.
$131. 131. 100.
Chance for Stephen Bunting here to hold on to his throw. Needs a treble for the bullseye though. And he's fired wide, so Thornton now with a chance to steal a march on Stephen. Probably go bull.
6, yeah.
84 left. That's the problem with going that route.
48 left.
He does like double top and tries to leave it however he can. But 2 big 20s would have guaranteed him a dart, at least at the bullseye.
13.
In the end, it won't matter because Bunting has missed anyhow. Thornton to break. Double 10. Friends again. Well, that breaker throw could be the pivotal moment in this contest. Robert Thornton leads 4-2.
58. $99. $99.
This is only the fourth meeting between this pair.
$78.
Two previous ones were in Players' Championship events. Thornton beat Stephen Bunting in Wigan in 2014, their first meeting. That was a semi-final. Robert Thornton went on to win the tournament.
140.
But that is his only win against the Bullet, and when the Bullet beat Robert Thornton at a Players' Championship event in 2016, yeah, he went on to win the tournament.
127.
And Bunting knocking out Robert Thornton in the first round of the World Grand Prix last year.
140.
Different format, of course, in Dublin, the double start tournament that Thornton won the year before. Now,
68.
here, Stephen Bunting threatening to break back. But yeah, interesting little thing that when they've met on the floor, whoever's won has gone on to win the whole thing.
Game shot.
Well, Stephen Bunting, a relieved man, having seen that one go in. He'd just been having a bit of bother with the doubles. Gets the match back on throw. Will need to break again to win it. But he's just stemmed the tide somewhat.
$96. $60.
Mentioned that Thornton has started to pick up some form. We've seen Stephen Bunting recently just play a little bit better than he had been. Both players that have suffered a spell in the darting doldrums. Bunting reached the quarterfinals of the European Darts Match Play just under a month ago.
121.
Unlucky there, Robert Thornton. It seemed to clatter off one of the other darts and divert from its intended targets.
139.
So 144. Opting for a whole lot of 18s.
138.
Robert Thornton leaving himself double three by virtue of that set-up shot. Questionable,
Game shot.
but it doesn't matter because he doesn't get a dart anyway. Bunting levels up. 4 apiece. Race to 2.
$30.
Winner taking on Zoran Lurchbacher, I can confirm. That means Mark Webster has been beaten by the Hypercane and will not be at the World Match Play. Vincent van der Voort also out, so only Robbie Green now, by winning the tournament, can stop Justin Pipe qualifying. There it is, the Bet Victor World Match Play after a couple more World Series events.
100.
More darting action here from Barnsley, and then the Australia and New Zealand World Series events streamed live on PDT TV to worldwide subscribers. And then the Dutch Darts Masters in Maastricht, the European Tour returning in September.
100. $96.
Which one of these players will be returning for another match? Finally poised, and Bunting looking to launch an assault on the Thornton throw. Remember, he trailed 4-2. Down to a finish, and a reasonable one as well, and Thornton needs to find something here.
97.
Finds a treble last start, could be crucial. But Bunting, 11 or treble, bullseye for the bullet.
5 left, 86 scored.
Will Thornton get a dart? He will. There'll be 18 for tops. Come on, he says. Get in, he says. Robert Thornton leads 5-4. So confirmed last 16 matches here then. Kirk Shepherd against Steve Beaton. Ian White against Rob Cross. Possibly Robert Thornton against Zoran Lurchbacher because he's kicked off with a 180. Daryl Gurney against Darren Webster, the only other confirmed tie. I'm going to embarrass our spotter here, world-class referee Kirk Bevans. He predicted a 9-darter in this match. What a stupid thing to say, Kirk.
43.
Oh, he might still get one if Bunting levels up.
123. 125.
He may be in danger of not levelling up. Last start, a rescue act for Stephen Bunting. Robert Thornton is not going to get a dart for the match in this visit, but he may well in the next, because Bunting has to clean up a ton plus check out. He had one in the first leg that he won. Can he complete the 1-1-6 combination? Treble 20. Can't find it. Thornton then.
60.
For a 6-4 win and wants 54. We know which way he'll go. 14 for double top. Great guide for Robert Thornton.
14.
But it's landed alongside it. 2 match darts missed for the Thorn.
Game shot.
And Bunting does find that target, and we do have a last leg decider. Kirk might be right. I might end up looking silly. Well, it's still on. It's still on.
140.
Not quite. Well, that's the end of that prospect. But Robert Thornton and Stephen Bunting, all they want to do is win this leg. Thornton has won the first battle.
92.
Bunting needs to find a treble this dart, you feel.
96.
Does. Thornton still with plenty in hand. A good counting from Robert Thornton, guaranteeing himself a possible out.
140.
Even though Stephen Bunting not on a finish anywhere, so probably wouldn't have gone for the ball.
83.
Oh, a loose one there from Thornton. May mean he only gets a dart at the bull to win the match. That remains to be seen, but Bunting has
45.
only mustered up 45. It is a dart at the bullseye. He's got to go for it with Stephen Bunting on a
59.
finish. 160 then. Not going to happen.
Yes.
Couple of wild loose darts from Bunting. Robert Thornton, 17 for double four. And he's unable to land that. Or the double two after it. And Stephen Bunting with a Shanghai shot. Treble 20. Still.
100.
Well, 18 darts chuck for Stephen Bunting, and he hasn't had one at a double.
Same shot in the
And he doesn't get one at a double in this deciding leg as Robert Thornton wins it on double one, and he moves through to the last 16, and we will have some last 16 action in a few moments' time. About 5 minutes, we'll see Daryl Gurney and Darren Webster.